Hello everyone, I'm Marie-Reine. I'm a little late to the opening of day 4 of Mellyknits Advent calendar, the delightful calendar. So, as I said last time, we will have the day 3 with something special, and this time it's 20% of Angora. I think in English it's Angora. It's the same word actually in French. The color is very interesting, I think. I like all the natural color. They are very different from each one to another, so it's very nice. So I will try today to show you a little bit more about my support spindling. So the support spindle of today is I think it's fungus or fungus from the spindle shop. Is based in Australia, and the support spindle is from him, and the spinning ball too. You have two faces of the spinning ball, more deep one, and one which is less deep, I would say. And I will try with that one and see if it's okay and how it goes. So as usual, I have a leader on my spindle. I will try to show you in next day, I think, how I do when I don't have a leader. I have only one spindle in that case, and I think it will stay like that for this particular spindle, so you can see it. I pre-draft a little bit the fiber. I put it through the loop. And then I will start with a twist. Oops. That's what can happen. We always make mistake even when we are more used to things. I think what make a difference between someone who is a beginner and someone who has a little bit more experience is how to fix the mistakes and not make mistake. So try to stay with it. It's annoying. And I will try now to stay consistent. So, something I didn't say when I show you at day 2 how to start with a support spindle. Oh, I must precise that this painting is from my sister. It's not in the advent calendar. I just want every day to have a little something that look like Christmas, and she made that for me last year, I think, and I like to see it because it's colorful and it's look like Christmas, so it's nice to have it. So let's start with a little explanation. So the twist from a support spindle can from anywhere at the top, but you can put your fiber anywhere if you are not in a 19% degree, like that. If I'm like that, I can only turn the single, but I cannot add twist. If I want to add twist, I need to be more than 90% of inclination. So that's something I learned from a video of Lisa Baker, I think it's her full name. She had a very nice podcast. I recommend you to see it. I think you all know her already. She's a soulful spinner, and she had a whole episode about a support spindle, and she show you all the support spindles she have, and she show you a little tutorial of how she support spinned. So I do the butterfly to put that fiber a little bit away. And something to keep in mind when you start with support spindle, you have, I think, 3 things to care about. First of all, it's the spindle and the twist you do when you start it, when you throw it. And the second thing is how you hold the fiber with this end. You don't want to hold it too roughly, too strong, and you don't want to be too close to the end of the fiber, because if you are, you will have difficulty to draft it. I will show you. If I put my hand more here, I cannot do it properly. And since I am to a breaking point, I will tell you something too. You have, when you go too far away and you don't have enough twist, you will go to the breaking point, and you don't want to let that breaking point stay here in the single. You need to break it and do it again, and it's not very difficult. You just have to put a little fiber, and that's it. So I will say you don't want to be too close, but you don't want to be too far away, because if you are far away, you will have some sort of breaking point. I think this is some Angora. And I want to put it a little bit here. You don't want to be too far because with this end, because you will have, I have a slug here. So I try to fix it. You don't want to be too far away or too close. So it's something to learn and to experiment. And all the fiber react differently. If you have a long wall, maybe it will be way more less close, I will say. And if you are with short fiber, you need to be a little bit closer to the end. And the other hand you need to know about is that one, because you want to try to pick, like I did here. I pick and I let it go. I pick, I let it go. I pick, I let it go. So the twist can go on the fiber. I will say this one, this day, it's not an easy one to spin with, so it's an interesting choice of me to demonstrate something with that one. I think day 1 and day 2 were very easy to draft and to spin with. But this one, yes, it's a little more challenging, I would say. You have to be careful because the fiber seems to be shorter at some place, and the Angora want to grab with everything. So that's something to keep in mind. So I just say a little tips about what I learned from my experience. I'm not a spinning teacher, and I will never be, I think. but I learned from my mistakes and I just want to share with you what I learned. I will try to do not in a Vlogmas but in a more deep episode about what I learned. So I will show it to you a little bit better. And I will try to choose a fiber that is more suitable for a tutorial than this one. So if you are a beginner and you buy the Advent, I will say be careful with this day. It's a little bit more challenging. It's not undoable. It is actually not that bad. I have seen worse fiber than this to draft if you are not used to it. But if you compare to the Caridel, it's much more difficult. And the Angora want to do things a little differently. So that's it. I think Angora is a little bit challenging to spin because of the fluff, and it seems to be very short staple. It's not impossible, but it's not that easy. You can see that you have a little halo, and I think that it's for sure the Angora. I do have a sweater in all Angora with only Angora, and it's pretty older one. You see, I was learning magic loop, and I have a letter here. So it's not my greatest sweater, but it's one I'm really proud of because it was my first button-up sweater, and I did it in a way that I can wear it. I wear it a lot. I wore it pretty often in winter because Angora is actually pretty warm, and I'm someone who has cold easily. So you can see it's very old, but I just want to talk about the Angora. I think it's a fiber we don't use a lot in the knitting community. I get it, it's a lot because of the ill treatment people do to rabbit. So a lot of people don't want to buy a fiber from an animal that must have been mistreated. I bought Angora in some people with some ethical charts and thing like that, and I bought this one in organic how do you say, festival, and with some ethical value with it. So I was pretty sure that the rabbit was okay, but I still asked the person who has the rabbit if they are not ill-treated like in some other place. You have to know that in France you have a lot of places that rabbit are mistreated. You don't have to think it's only something that happened in some place in Asia, because we see a lot of documentary about it in Asia, but you have to know that in Europe you also have that issues. And so if you want Angora, I will say you need to look up a little bit more about the person who sell it to you if you want to be sure. So I don't have a lot of Angora actually. I have a sweater quantity of Angora for another sweater, and I have a mix of fiber, a blend of fiber with some Angora in it, and I'm pretty sure for both of them about the people who sell it to me. and that's why I bought it, but I won't buy a lot of Angora if I am not sure. So if something to keep in mind, is it something that you care about? And the last thing I want to talk about is you can see that this Angora, it's pretty weird. I wear it a lot. So I will maybe show you the back. The back is more revealing. So you have all the hair that is not really in the same direction. So something I do once in a while with that sweater is I brush it with a brush that is very smooth actually, and so you can keep them in the right order, in the same place. And I tend to wear it sometime at the office, but I keep in mind that there is people that are allergic to rabbit hair, so I can be pretty cautious about wearing this at the office. And I will add that this fiber, if you want to spin it and you have sensitive to rabbit hair, you maybe want to put a mask. For myself, I'm not that sensitive to fluffy things that are in the air, but I am actually a little bit sometimes sensitive with that fiber about that. So it's not an issue, but it's not unnoticeable, I would say. So that's it for me about the Angora. I hope you like to learn a little bit more about it through what I know. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that I like to use that fiber from time to time, and I like to be sure about where I bought it. So that's it, and I hope you enjoy it. Happy spinning, and I will see you when I finish my spinning. Bye. I am at the end of my spin. It was more enjoyable than at the beginning. I need to get used to the fiber, and now it's pretty enjoyable. The texture actually is fluffy, and I think for sure it's my less consistent spin from the beginning. Since I have decided what I want to do with my end spun from the Advent calendar, I'm gonna chain ply it. So I have made all the cute little balls for day 1 and day 2. When I will finish this one, I will do the same for day 4 and day 5, I guess? No? 3 and 4, sorry. So this one. I didn't do the merino of day 3. So I need to do that. I have a project on my wheel that I need to finish, because I will chain ply on my Anson Travelers. And I will do my swatch. You can hear my dog wrestling with my man. Everyone is fine. It's her way of playing. She's very competitive. She doesn't like to lose, so she has quite a character. So what I want to say about this spin is I have difficulty at the beginning. It became more and more enjoyable when I spun the rest of it. I just have to mention that I have some red skin at one moment, but I think because I'm not used to that Angora. I have a sweater with Angora and I never had issues, but since maybe it's not from an Angora I am more used from here, I don't know. I have that issue with Mingo Asho spindle at the beginning. I was always a little uncomfortable with the smell. It smelled good, but it made my nose a little itchy. So it was weird. But now I didn't have this issue anymore. So I think it's just a matter of being used. So I have seen Melody of Pacific Coaster Fiber showing how she do her butterfly, and she put under in no, it's not the index, the third finger, I don't know the name in English, her fiber. So I think it's really great. Since I learned it, I do it now. So my fiber is not drawn to the single I have just spun. So it's a great technique. I recommend you see it if you haven't. It's on her Instagram, but I'm sure you have seen it because Melody is well known and she's a great resources for spinner. She's always helpful to everyone, so I am no doubt that you know her already. So that's it for me. You will see me a little bit earlier for day 5. I try to get back to my schedule. I was a little bit late for that spin, but I will get back to it. I will show you the face of my spindle I call Ghastly from Pokemon because I love it, and this one from the spindle shop, which look like a mushroom, and he'll call it, I think, fungus. I think fungus is the right term. So that's it. Have a good day, happy spinning, and I see you later.